Alrighty, it is 11. Let's make sure this is working. No, I can't take a call, spammer. All right, good. Here we go. Hi, I'm Natalie from So Hungry Hippie. If you don't know by now, I have a shop, sohungryhippie.com, where I have a lot of these materials that I use in my lives. So I wanted to show you today how I made this Woodstock bag. And Woodstock is a pattern of mine. I have it in PDF or print. It's a quick sew. It is lined. I get a lot of questions. My bag patterns are all lined. I wouldn't sell you a pattern without the bag being lined. And you can wear it crossbody or around your waist. Oh, I'm not tall enough here. Around your waist, like a fanny pack, we would say in the USA. Waist bag, as we'd say in Europe and Australia. I prefer to wear the bag with a longer strap. This strap, I just made this work out of an 18-inch square piece of cork. So my strap is a little small. Normally I would wear my crossbody bag like this and just a smidge lower. That's how I like to wear them. Anywho, we're going to get into that in a second. I also, hi Cindy. Yay, Cindy's here from New York. Let me know where you're tuning in from if you're here. And as long as you grant StreamYard permission to see your name, I can see your name. And if not, that's okay too. Okay, order of business. I just had my patchwork quilt pattern printed professionally. So I did want to mention that the sew along starts this weekend. If you want to sign up, the sew along part is free. You don't have to use the pattern, but I think it's easier to have a pattern when you're in a group sew along. So that's why I have the PDF up. It's only at $6.50 right now. It's going to go up to $8 after signups close. And then the printed version, which is beautiful. Dan locally prints these patterns for me, and the color is just gorgeous and exceptional. See all that? It just really shows up well. Look at this beautiful cutting chart. So in case you don't have a printer at home that prints color or prints really crisp, this is a really economical buy. So I have this in the shop ready to go under printed patterns. Okay, and it'll arrive in a dust jacket and patterns ship free. So there you go. Hi Kate, hi Kat, yay, hi Elizabeth, hello. Oh, Amy's here, yay. Lisa and Echo, hi Connie, hi Joni. Okay, so let's get into it. In case you got here a couple minutes late, we're going to be doing this bag. I did want to show you guys, last night I was just messing around and I used, I have to fix my moon. It's not perfect, but I made this little vinyl pumpkin and then I made it trapunto style, which is where you stuff like some polyfill in there and then sew the quilted lines, because I just wanted to give it some dimension. So the background is black or pepper cork. I call it pepper in the shop. It's this. And then this pumpkin is gumdrop orange vinyl, which is in the shop. And then I did a felt stem and my gumdrop moon. And I just sewed it down real quick. And I thought, well, this is kind of fun to get kids involved or to just have a little artsy moment for yourself. It's low cost, it's fun, it's crafty, So on this bag, what I'm using is cork. Cork is so easy to sew. If you haven't tried it yet, it's super, super, super easy. And I don't interface for a bag like this. I don't interface the cork. I did interface the lining because I use this astronaut quilting cotton. I love it. So I interfaced that with SF1, just exactly like I tell you in the pattern. I'm also going to show you, this is the gumdrop vinyl. So I really like working with a gumdrop vinyl because I can sew this with my regular machine without a Teflon foot. Now, I say that hesitantly because If you're using a real basic machine, let's say like a Singer from the big box store, it might not work for you. You might need the Teflon foot. So just know, if you're running into trouble, get the Teflon foot. You'll be able to sew this like a dream. I can, however, sew it without one. So I have yellow, I have orange, I have aqua, which is like a teal aqua, and I have red in the shop for a while. And I have a bundle if you want that. I'm also sharing with you guys, since you're here showing up on the live, I drew a bunch of fall templates that I drew it in Illustrator, and I downloaded it into a PDF file, all different fall shapes for you for free. And I need to put that link in the comments. Let me paste it in here real quick, because it is on my website, but I put it for $3, you know. But if you have shown up, you get it for free if you'd like it. And there's pumpkins, bats, stars, crescent moons, all in multi-size options. So, you know, if you wanted to do the framed artwork, you could do that. If you want to shrink them down even further and do jewelry or a necklace, you could do that. I'm going to show you how I used the stars for a very simple applique on my bag. It's not letting me grab this, so I will put that link for you guys in the comments as soon as I'm wrapping it up here. Okay, so you just download that file to PDF, print it out. It's just lines, black and white, so no color issue or anything like that. And this is how I did it. So this is my little, let me go to, I will make this picture in picture so you can really see clearly as soon as I get into this here. Let's move this keyboard out of the way. How's everybody doing? I'm so glad it's Friday. Let me transition this. Here we go. Okay, so here's my desktop. Move this. There's my zipper that I use for my bag. So what I like to do when I'm cutting out these shapes, maybe that's a little bright. Let me turn down the lights. Sorry. Wish I had somebody to do that for me. With the time change coming up in the fall, I think all this lighting stuff is going to change so much. Because right now I've got the sun right there out of my window, but soon it won't be there. Okay, so I've got this star, and I just kind of I cut it out, and then I grab my vinyl and I cut out a more manageable size piece of vinyl. And then I just take my scissors, and I'm using Teflon coated scissors because I think it grabs the vinyl more easily, but it can just be normal scissors that'll work. That's still too bright. Sorry, you guys. I just want you to be able to see this. Okay, that's better. Now I look like I'm in a cave. So I use a Wonder Clip instead of a pin, because if you use a pin to hold your vinyl in place, that hole will be there forever. So just grab some Wonder Clips or a clothespin, something, and start cutting out your shape. This is raw edge applique, so you're just going to cut exactly this size that I've created for you. The vinyl will never fray. You don't have to worry about anything like that. It looks great. And there's my shape. It's that simple. And let me bring this bag into view here. You really can't tell. You don't think about, oh, that's raw edge applique. And if you don't know what I mean, a lot of applique quilters will cut out a shape with a 1/4 inch extra around the shape, and then they turn under all the raw edge. And that takes a lot of time, and I am not here for that. So that's why I do this. So here's the crescent moon. So it would just be the same exact thing. You're just cutting it out. You could assign your kids to do this for you and be like, oh, well, we're going to cut out some fall shapes and get into the mood. It's October anyways, right? So there's that. Now I just saved my scraps because we'll have a project for that soon. Okay, so then here's a pumpkin, and you know the teal cork that I have in the shop, you could do applique with teal. You can do applique with quilting cotton. What you'll want to do is that Steam-A-Seam light that I've used in previous demonstrations, and fuse that onto the wrong side of your quilting cotton, and then cut out your shapes, because that will, it kind of just bonds it better, keeps it held together, and then when you go to applique, you can press that quilting cotton onto your bag front and sew it really easily. Otherwise, quilting cotton can shift on you and move around. It's all doable. Okay, so I'm going to cut this one out. This is cork, and I'm just doing the exact same thing. Now with the pumpkin, I'm going to just cut the circle shape, and I just cut off the stem and the curlicue. That's more of a guide. And we're going to cut that out of the other material later. So there's my pumpkin shape. I'll save this. I'll make it more manageable here. And then I'll cut out my stem later when I figure out what material I want that to be in. Okay, oh, I love this bat. I think I'm going to do some kind of bat artwork, or maybe I'll use the tiny bat in the templates and make like a black, the pepper cork, like a bat necklace. I think that would be fun. Super cheap, super fun. Okay, so I've already cut out my front for the Woodstock bag, and this is what it looks like. And as you can see on the shape, when I'm appliquing the stars down on this, you don't want to take it too close to the edge, because that we're going to get up here. That's going to be the zipper edge, right? And you know how we put zippers in. So we want to move that down a good ways. So what I do is I have that top point an inch down from the top raw edge of the front of the bag. And you know it's the front because I've already cut out my darts. You don't have to cut out your darts. That's, a lot of people leave darts, the dart fabric in when they're making bags for extra strength. I learned darts for clothing and garment sewing, so I just have this habit of cutting them out every time. So, anywho. And then you'll just place them however you want. Now, if you want to, you can use a dab of glue or an Elmer's glue stick to hold the star down as you sew it on. You can do that for sure. I did not last night. I was just in a hurry and I just held it as I sewed. Now I am using my Teflon foot just in case, just for extra precaution. Last night I did not. That's why I said I don't need one for the gumdrop vinyl. But for this live demo, you know, Murphy's Law, what could go wrong will. So I'm using the Teflon foot. I also use Gutermann all-purpose thread on all my vinyl bags and projects because it's strong, it's not going to break. I'm a fan of using what you have, so you're never wrong if you're just using whatever you have in your home. Try it, experiment. Okay, so an inch down from that top edge, and let's, first of all, my needle needs to be in the right spot. And probably I'm just going to do, that might fall off, maybe not. I like to add my extension table on my machine when I'm working with bags because it just gives a little extra surface. So everything stays flat. It's just easier than when things kind of hang down. All right, let me sew this on real quick. I'm just going to go along the edge. And you can get as close to the edge as you want. I'm not super meticulous about it. I'm about 1/8 of an inch from the edge. You could even do a decorative stitch if you like that look, all the way around. The vinyl is going to stay here as long as you sew this. You know, I see tutorials all the time where people just glue stuff down, and I just can't handle it because I know how I use things, and you know, things get washed and thrown around, and glue just doesn't, it's not permanent to me. Oh, I know somebody's going to get mad I said that. Stop with your needle down and pivot. So there's one. Now I put that little glue dot there so I know exactly where I need to put this. They could be overlapping. Like you could do so much with this. It'd be so fun. Maybe a little bat on top or something. And honestly, I could have picked any of my bag patterns for this. The Santorini tote is large. You could put a big old bat on there or a colony. What's a flock of bats? Somebody probably knows. Is there a science teacher here? Oh, hi, Delva. I'm glad you're here. Hi, Debbie. Yeah, Debbie, I love fall. It's my favorite season. I'm thinking about adding some more shapes to this pack. It was a really busy week. I've had a kid home all week with a bad cold, so my time has been short. But I think I'm going to add an acorn. I may attempt cute critters like a squirrel maybe or something. I don't know. I'm trying to think, what would I even put on anything? For sure, moon and stars. For sure, bats. Maybe for Halloween, I should do some Halloween themed stuffs. Ooh, that might be really fun, actually. See, so I'm already done. These two are already attached. So fun. So I'm just gonna trim those threads. And then the rest of the bag, I'm just treating like a normal Woodstock bag. I have a full video walkthrough. If you have that pattern, it's on my YouTube channel. I walk you through every step. So I won't keep you here much longer or all morning making this bag. But I do want to go through a couple of the things that I get a lot of questions on. And one of them is how to cut out the shapes, especially like cork and vinyl. And this is what I do. I made these pattern shapes on the fold because I like symmetry. And I think when I cut on the fold, I'm assured that everything is symmetrical. Oh, excuse me. So I put it on the fold. I use Wonder Clips to hold in place. And I'm just using those same Teflon scissors to cut it out. Oh, it's satisfying. Cutting cork is like ASMR, whatever that thing is. Sometimes, oopsie, no, I didn't get that one right. Usually, if it's a simple enough shape, I'll come in with my rotary cutter and do this. And there we are. So super simple, real easy. And there's the back of the bag. I like this pepper cork because it's got just a little bit of that rainbow flecks in it, but it's not, I don't know, ostentatious or whatever. Okay, so there's the back of the bag. Now, I'm going to sew up these darts real quick because this is another email I usually get that I just send people to the video for. But let's just sew them real quick. So you just fold it right sides together and match those sides, and then we'll sew. Now, you don't have to be crazy with precision on this. I sew 1/4 of an inch, and I sew it a little bit differently than a garment. I stop actually at the top and go down, or I start at the top and go down, whereas with a garment, you go the other way. But I just, in a bag, it's fine. So that gives that little curve to your bag, you see, like a little bit more curve. And what I love about the cork is I'm not messing with any interfacing, and it still has plenty of body and shape. So I really like that. I appreciate that. Simplifying it. So you might wonder, well, what would I even wear this for? I wear this every morning when I walk my kids to school, and when I get them after school. I have my doggy bags in here and my phone. And I love it. I love it. Or if you're shopping with friends, like in a mall, I don't know. I just don't want to set down a bag anywhere right now. I feel weird about it. So I try to have everything on me. All right, so let's carry on for just the tricky part here, the zipper. Well, it's not tricky, but everyone thinks zippers are tricky until you do them, right? So I'm just gonna cut my zipper and place it right sides together. That top edge of the zipper flush with the top edge of the bag. And I will stop showing you this bag construction after this, and we'll take questions and talk fun stuff for a bit. Now I'm just going to sew right across that top edge. I am going to move my needle here on this machine to the left so that I'm more tight against the zipper coil. And I just make sure that that pull is out of the way. You can see it really clearly. I do recommend putting on your zipper foot. I just didn't bring mine up for this. And I do like showing too that you can do things if you don't have all the tools. You can still do it. Make it work. So now the zipper is attached to the outside. And before you flip it up, you know, like that's where it will be eventually. Before you flip it up, now you're going to lay your lining on top here and sew that same line again, right sides together. And then you'll flip the lining out of the way. And then I like to fold that seam down and finger press it really well. You can use an iron with cork. You just have to be cognizant of not leaving it on too long. You can use a pressing cloth if you like. So that's finger press, so the seam is down, and then I'll top stitch all along here. And I use the same color thread as the bag. So if my top stitching isn't perfection, you don't notice. Cork also doesn't fray. It's a wonderful material. So when you're cutting this out, if you're using it for framed art, you can just glue it or sew it down, and there you go. I think it could look really cool with, I don't know, like glitter or more like Mod Podge, like a what is that called? Multimedia collage. I love those. My youngest daughter does a lot of those for me. She'll cut out pictures in a magazine and then put them all together in weird ways. It's really hilarious. So there's the bat. Isn't that fun? I'm sorry about that light. Need to get another curtain. So you could even use double sticky tape and do these on your wall in your house. Super fast decoration, and then they're reusable year after year. You're not having to deal with more plastic. I just love it. You could also do a little, like a tiny little hole up here and use fishing wire or clear thread or jewelry. They have that clear jewelry wire and hang them from your ceiling. And do another cutout exactly the same and just Elmer's glue it to this side, or sew. If you need practice, sew. And then you have like a chandelier 3-dimensional decor, right? Okay, so do you need to line the inside if you are using cork for the outside? No, you don't have to. Where's my mouse? I want to put this question up so you all can see. This is from Freddie. You don't have to. If you don't mind, this is your inside, for sure you don't have to. And I actually made a backpack with leopard cork, and I did not line it. And this is my inside. It doesn't bother me at all. It's great. So that's even faster. You don't have to. Kat says, I love multimedia too. It is fun. Oh, you hate zippers, Cindy? Oh, you just got to do it. I should show you my easy zipper cases because I had a real large fear of zippers before just finally one day saying, oh, let's just do this. And they're so much easier than we think of them in our minds. So one of the key pieces, I think, is making sure your zipper is the correct size for your bag. So I always make mine an inch less wide. And then doing zipper tabs, it gives a really clean finish. And also using friendly zippers. So these look like metal, but they're actually nylon. So I can sew right over these and my needle won't break. For probably the first 5 years of my sewing, I was usually using actual metal zippers, and I had to hand crank over them because I realized if you even slightly hit a zipper tooth that's metal, your needle will break and fly off. So I think that's one key piece of it. We will get you going. Oh, thanks. If you guys don't follow Leilani, you need to go. Handmade clothes and does like these little video snippets, and it just always makes my day. My husband's always, what are you smiling at? Are you on Instagram? Well, that's better than being mad. Eva. Yeah. Yeah, I just don't feel like glue is just not sewing machines, and I never want anyone to feel like go break the bank for a sewing machine. I sewed on a 7-8 years. I mean, the thing was 30 years. So you don't necessarily need to spend a ton of money. What I will say is quality tools make a difference. So you have a quality machine, making your projects is 100% easier, maybe 500% easier. It just is. So that doesn't mean run out and buy an $8,000 machine that has embroidery stitches. Like, you don't need that, probably, right? I hardly ever use that. So I like basic, I like easy, I like not having to open my booklet all the time. So I just get what I need for where I'm at. That was my method for years and years and years and years. So a lot of times, especially with sewists, like the older sewists that are over it now and they don't want to sew anymore, a lot of times they're looking to offload their machines, and those are amazing machines. If they were built in the 50s, 60s, 70s, you're going to get a great machine. That was before the plastic revolution hit, I think. Okay, love this. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear she likes it. And there's added them for their second and third bags because they like zipper tabs, but I don't use them in this bag because it's such a simple make. So when we're sewing it together, we just sew right over the zipper. And that's why I say use a friendly zipper, like a nylon zipper or YKK zipper, where you can just mow right over the teeth without a problem. Yeah, this one, I mean, I decided to make this bag last night, 6:30 or something, and I was done, totally done by 7:30. And that was piecing my strap and adding the adjustable buckle and getting interrupted because, like, making dinner and stuff, So it is pretty cool. What is the easiest brand machine? I can't tell you my opinion. I don't know if there's an easiest brand, but I would stick to the brands like where you have to go to a local shop or get it from a good website online. Meaning, I personally would not buy a machine off Amazon. I would not buy one from a big box store, if that makes sense. I've done that and regretted it a lot and got rid of that machine within 10 days. It just didn't work for me. Some people can make that work. I cannot. So I would say stick with Janome, Bernina. I'm freezing. Janome and Bernina. Those are what I use. Janome and Bernina. Juki. Juki is excellent. I have a Juki. I think those are my 3 favorites. And other people can chime in, but I just don't use the other ones. They didn't work for me. Ooh, I hope I don't get in trouble for that. Uh-oh. Is my audio breaking up? Oh, I hope not. Yeah, Freddie likes her Juki. Yeah. I have a different Juki than a lot of people. I have a Juki 2000 instead of the 2010. And it's great. Yes, a good dealer is very important. Exactly. I've done this. I go in and I tell myself, Natalie, do not impulse buy. Take your time. Have patience for once in your life. And I test everything. I sit down. I try to sew. I'll even bring my own materials because those stores think everybody's quilting or everybody's sewing clothes. Like they don't know that you're working with cork and vinyl and whatever. So I bring swatches of my own stuff and I try that stuff. I try those machines out. And I'll even tell the person, look, I need to take my time because I need an excellent machine. So this might take longer than a day. I might be back. And surprisingly, they're fine with it because they know that if you trust them, you're going to spend money with them. So don't worry about that. It's like buying a car. I hate it when those people like try to force you into buying a car on the spot within the first 20 minutes. Get out of my face, you know? Like, step back. Can you tell I have a bad life memory from that process? Ugh, do not like buying cars. Okay, I have a Juki Haruka TL18. Oh, wow. Is that an industrial, Gwen? I'm not familiar with that model. But yeah, I mean, we all just take your time. That's the best thing. Take your time and find a place that lets you test. That's the best advice. Okay, I think I've had you here for 33 minutes. I super appreciate your time. Yeah, Leon. And let me know, do you have any quick questions for me? If you can't think of it now, you think of it tonight, later when you're watching your TV show, feel free to email me or message me on Instagram. I'm So Hungry Hippie. I just started semi-industrial, she says. Okay. Oh, Gwen says Home Machine, the newest TL series. Ooh, I'm going to have to look that up after this. Nice. They don't have clear vinyl. Is there another supplier? Oh, like just plain clear or clear glitter? That surprises me. You know, I'm sending her another shipment in the next couple days, so I can ask if she wants to get some clear in for you. I think maybe Google it, but the thing about Googling vinyl is I've run into this actually with another supplier is they're calling their vinyl, let's say 16 gauge, and it's not because it's just not. So my gauge that I sell is 10 and 12 gauge vinyls because they're easy to sew and they manipulate well and you can turn them out well. The trouble starts happening when you get thicker and thicker and thicker. So then it becomes very difficult to manipulate, maybe to sew, and to turn. So I would check the millimeters and see what that is first, and then compare it to my 10 gauge and 12 gauge. If you're within that range, you're going to be fine. Just clear for your confetti bags. Okay, let me talk to Rebecca. I'll send her an email after this and see if maybe she could get a couple rolls even and reserve one for you, Connie. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I would say, I'm sure somebody does, but I hate to tell you, oh, Google it and get it from here when they're not selling a reputable vinyl. Yes, Tula did use my Star glitter vinyl and Star White Stars vinyl, and then by Annie is going to be used. Another like famous person is going to be using my vinyl really soon coming up. So stay tuned. Sometimes I say things, I'm like, oh, we're live. I can't say that yet. Somebody's going to be using my vinyl. Okay, and I have that ticker across the screen, so you know yellow and orange gumdrop vinyl, teal and pepper cork, and then I use my zipper and my pattern. And I'm going to put that link to the fall templates in the comments. I'll put it there for you guys. So it's just a Google Drive folder, and in that folder are all my free patterns. So feel free to download any of that at your leisure. Okay, I think that's it. I'm so grateful you were here. Thank you for liking, sharing, or, you know, sending it to your friend or whatever you do. I really appreciate it. And thanks for being here. I'll see you next Friday. Hopefully I'll have a really cool project. All right. Bye.